Hey guys, it's Chris again from Common Man Catfishing, and today we're going to go over my dragon rigs, which rigs I use, when I use them, how I use them, why I use them. The first rig I'm going to go over is a double hook dropper rig. It's going to be hard to get this in the video, but we're going to work on it. And what I have is a surgeon's loop to my weight, a dropper loop to the first hook, and about a foot apart, the second dropper loop to a barrel swivel. And what this does, I drag this at an angle on the bottom. So the way it presents the bait, when it's dragging across the bottom, there's one on the bottom and there's one a foot or two up in the water column. So if they're feeding up, I get a chance to get them there. And if they're hugging the bottom, either way, I'm covering two areas. I'm presenting a bait in two different places. And this rig works really good on calm days. Just drop it off the side of the boat at an angle, and you just let it drag the bottom. And I've caught a lot of fish with this rig, a lot of fish. It's kind of a pain to tie. We'll go into that in just a second, but yeah, this is a very productive rig. But on calm days, when the boat's just rocking and bouncing all over the place, this rig usually does not produce as well. So here real quick, I'm going to show you how I tie it up. And it's a time consuming rig to tie. We start out with a surgeon's loop. It's just a simple loop, an overhand knot twice. Run it through once, twice. If I can get it through there. And you cinch it down. That's surgeon's loop. That's the first knot. Trim my tag end off. There you go. And then you attach your weight. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run, 6-8 inches up from my weight. I'm going to make a loop. This may be hard for y'all to see. I got this loop pinched with my thumb. You can kind of adjust your loop where you want it to be. It's probably going to be really hard to see, but I've got it pinched with my thumb. Now I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to pinch it with my index finger and my thumb on my other hand. It's going to create the two lines there. You want to wrap them. You want to twist them. I twist them 6 times. Real easy with this. I can do this. Okay. Alright. What you're going to have is a loop, some twist next to it, and then this bottom line here. And you run your bottom line up through your loop there. You run it through, pull it tight, you cinch it down. That's the best I can do on camera. That's a dropper loop. I'm going to run about a foot up from that dropper. I'm going to make another loop roughly to the size I want it. I'm going to pinch it with my thumb and my index finger here. I'm going to pinch it here. Now we're going to twist the space in the middle here around itself. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So again, this is what we're left with. Right here, you got the twist on each side like that, and your loop in the middle, and then your line hanging off the bottom. You pull that line hanging off the bottom through that hole. Pull it tight, and you cinch it down with both ends. There you got a dropper here, dropper right below it to your surgeon's loop, to your sinker, and you just tie this off to a barrel swivel. That's the first rig I use. Like I said, this works well in calm conditions. I fish a reservoir very frequently that's very wide open, and there's very few days it's calm. But anywhere I fished it and it ain't choppy, this is produced as much as the other rig I use. This other rig I use to combat that boat rocking. The way I use this and why I use this is so even when it's choppy as hell, and my boat's bouncing 2-3 feet up and down, my bait is still coming naturally through that water. And this is pretty simple. I'm not going to show you how to tie it off or anything like that, but it's a 3-way rig to a slinky weight of your choice, whatever you want to use. You can even use a dropper, surgeon's loop to, a 1 ounce piece of lead or whatever. But all it is a 3-way rig. The trick to this is I throw a 4 to 5 foot leader. I mean, we're still going. And I put a peg float on there. Now, the calmer the water is, the closer to my hook, I'll put this peg float here. The choppier it gets, the closer I'll move it up to my swivel. And what that does, I believe that longer leader, like I said, combats that boat sway, that boat rocking. And the way I fish this, instead of just casting right off the boat, is I fish this off the back of the boat, 300 feet off the back. Rule of thumb for me, the choppier it is, the more line I'm going to let out, and the longer leader I'm going to throw, and also where I place my bobber. That's it. This rig has been extremely productive for me this year. I've only been throwing it for a couple months. I tried the technique, the casting 200 foot off the back of the boat, call it long lining, and I wasn't having very much luck with it till I switched to this rig. So that's it. Those are my 2 dragon rigs. The dropper loops are a pain in the butt to tie. I usually keep a bunch pre-tied. That way I don't have to do it on the spot because it's time consuming, and as many times as I've done it, it's still a pain for me to do. But yeah, those are my go-to rigs. If there's anything I can be doing, I like to be dragging. And if I'm dragging, this is what I'm using. So this is Chris, Common Man Catfishing, signing off. I hope I helped somebody out there. Like I said, please leave comments. Tell me what you think. If there's anything you'd like to see, let me know. Thanks again.